The Ripple CTO confirms that Ripple will be announcing their IPO at the SEC settlement party in New York City. We're going to talk about that today. Welcome back to the Blockhash Podcast channel. Check out our sponsor, NITROBETTING, the perfect place to bet, wage on sports books, racing, gambling, casino games, whatever you want with your crypto, with Bitcoin, the most trusted Bitcoin betting site on the internet. Go to nitrobetting.eu to check it out. All links in the description below. Also check out our Patreon. We do chart analysis Monday through Friday for the price of 2 cups of coffee a month. Check it out. All right, so let's dive into what this will look like here in September at the SEC settlement party. Obviously, Ripple wants to IPO now, and it looks like there's been a lot of speculation swirling around the possibility of the firm making groundbreaking announcements to the community for XRP enthusiasts for quite a while now. We're going to read through this and I'll give you my opinion at the end. Ripple executives have confirmed the community's speculation in a recent Twitter exchange. Let's see. Speculation was that Ripple announces full settlement with the SEC, announces IPO, XRP runs past all-time high during the party. Gary Gensler is marched naked through the crowd as we all yell shame. That wouldn't be fun. XRPP does jello shots with BRAD. The influencer expressed that Ripple could announce a resolution to their ongoing legal dispute with the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission. He also anticipated Ripple disclosing IPO plans. That's been floating around for quite a while now. I think the IPO one was the most likely, but that was confirmed. So with a projected XRP breaking record all-time price of 384, is that the highest it's been? 384? I don't know if it'll go that high. However, he also envisioned a scenario where SEC Chairman Gary Gensler would be publicly paraded around and shamed, like in Game of Thrones. Let's see. There's actually not a whole lot of it in this article, so I'm just going to kind of explain this. So now that Ripple has cleared the SEC, there is a likelihood that they could IPO. I guess the CTO has announced, Jill Katz, that is the actual thing they'll be celebrating, is the fact that XRP is not considered a security, and that for retail investors at least, you have the freedom to buy it on exchanges. As a company, you have the freedom to list it on crypto exchanges. For institutional investors, it is a bit different. But I'm curious how these IPO plans will go. I know Ripple as a company is trying to expand rapidly, and they need more capital at their disposal in order to fulfill their plans of remittance and really grow the XRP ledger. So I do think that an IPO is probably a good next step. I'm just a little surprised it's coming so early here in September, just right fresh off the heels here of what has happened with the SEC lawsuit. Now, will XRP trade above $3.84? It'd be amazing, but I don't think that's going to happen. It could push back up towards like $1 or so. Here, let's just go to the chart real quick. Because it's sitting at about 50 cents. It's retraced almost all of these gains. And it has literally just sat at this 50-cent mark, which is kind of awkward, to say the least. But there's no sign or wiggle room of movement right now. It's people that have bought in, speculated on the hype, and it looks like those same people just sold all their XRP at the same time. It's going to take something like an IPO, but also some real-world partnerships, something that XRP just hasn't been able to do the last three and a half years to get this price moving again. Now, the good thing to note is that since July of last year, the price has actually started to trend to the upside very slowly, with a couple jumps here and there, 50 cents or so being like the big one to stay over. But yeah, this former high, which should have served as a low around 55, 56, 54, definitely did not hold. We're sitting pretty low. So I don't know what to think about this move for XRP and where it might go. But if we just look at the trend line, we're still fine. We're still in an upward trend. We're holding former lows. I don't think that one's really necessary to look at. You can make an argument for this. Yeah, it just depends. I mean, if you want to look at the 3-year cycle, like we've talked about every single time on this show, yeah, XRP sees it around November, just like everyone else. So by the end of the year, yeah, we could get a huge turnaround. This is a big move. It could be precipitous of another one. The last time this happened, in November of 2020, it popped up to as high as 78 cents. It collapsed down to 17 cents and then marched back up to go to almost as high as $2. So this shouldn't be as discouraging as it looks in the short term, because in the long term, this is a normal thing to see on this chart. And relatively speaking, it's actually performed better than it performed across the last bear market, 2018 all the way to 2020. So 2022 to 2023, or even, yeah, we'll say that. It's actually performed pretty well. So at scale, I see XRP being fine. I don't know if the IPO settlement SEC launch party here in September is going to be enough to push it, but these ETFs will. If we get these ETFs to go through, it's going to open up ETFs for other cryptos, like we saw the other day with ARK Invest filing for an Ethereum spot ETF. That kind of stuff really opens up interest in the institutional corporate world to pour more money into crypto. And if we can get a Bitcoin or Ethereum spot ETF passed, we're likely to see one for XRP at some point. That could be very interesting. But right now, we're looking for catalysts. We're looking for a needle in the haystack to move the market. And there needs to be some more validation. Obviously, this move showed that, it wants to go. It wants to run up. Investors are waiting. But they sold out very quickly, too. They didn't sit there. In order to keep that going, it's going to take a lot more than just one ruling. So Ripple might be out of the doghouse. It doesn't mean that they're doing anything, though. That's the thing to keep in mind. All right, guys, comment your thoughts down below, like the video, and subscribe to the channel. Share with someone that's interested in XRP and what's going on with the conclusion of that lawsuit, as well as the news that they might IPO here in September. Stay tuned for the next episode. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Cheers.